Oh, what is the upskis, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GXGamerCast. We're on episode 169 of my little gaming show where once a week I just has to talk about video games, whether they're new video games that I'm playing today, old video games that I grew up with, it doesn't matter. Video games. And today we are taking a look at one of my all-time favorite video games. It's Fallout 3. Oh my goodness. This game still is in and around the top of my favorite games of all time. I've talked about wanting this remade. I want everything Fallout. The TV show's great. I loved all the games. Well, most of them. Some people may not know, but Fallout 3 was like a huge shift for the franchise. It completely changed the way that the game is played. The first, I believe, 4 games were kind of I've never personally played them. They're on my docket, to at least check out one of these days. So I don't really have a major reason to, I have reasons to go back and check it out because it's one of my favorite franchises. I'd like to see where it started and all that stuff, but it was a very different video game. It was more of a PC RPG, making a lot of decisions. The story was really strong. Other than that, I really don't know very much about Fallout 1, Fallout 2, and any of the other Fallouts before 3, because 3 was the first one that I ever played, and is still probably my favorite Fallout experience overall, just because it was so new. This game blew me away back in 2008 when it came out. Holy crap, this game we're getting close to 20 years old now. We're not far away from 2028, so we are closer to this game becoming 20 years of age than we are it being new. So that is crazy to me and just really solidifies the fact that, I would love to see a remake for this game. That would be awesome. But before we talk about Fallout 3 and how awesome it was, let us discuss what I've been up to over the last week or so. As I always encourage you, the viewer, the listener, let me know what y'all have been up to. We're into November now, the month of remembrance. So if you had to choose one game to replay once per year, what game is that for you? For me, it used to be Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I used to play that game at least once a year when I had a lot more time on my hands. Now I don't really have that sort of time, so I don't really replay a certain game every year. If I had to choose one now, it's going to be Resident Evil 4. The remake version of it. I just love Resident Evil 4. I've played the original one probably a dozen times or so, and now that 4 is out, I've only played it once. Wouldn't mind going through that game again. I absolutely love Resident Evil as just a series. It's my favorite. One of my favorites for sure. And that would probably be my choice right now, but I'd love to hear from y'all. What is your game of choice that you can play at least once a year? I know there's a lot of gamers out there that have that game. Let me know what it is. And what have I been doing this week? Well, I know the Blue Jays, the World Series is long over and everyone's gotten their sadness out. Yes, the Blue Jays did not win. They didn't get it done. They had 2 opportunities to get it done. All I can say is that that ball, that lodged ball absolutely slaughtered me. I thought they won the series right there. It was over. I was celebrating, and nope. Lodged ball ruined that whole entire series for me. But overall, all I can say is that was, for me, the best baseball I have ever watched. I can't really say that I've ever sat down and watched a baseball game before, but now I have. And wow, what a way to start. That was... Everyone across the board is saying that's one of the best World Series that has happened in decades. Awesome to hear. They were very competitive games. We had the 18-inning epic overtime. They were all close games except for, I think, the first game where the Jays kind of blew them out. But other than that, it was a close, tight series. It was epic. A lot of awesome moments. The Bo Bichette home run in games 5 or something, I don't remember anymore. It was so very long ago, over 10 days ago. Who's going to remember any of that crap? But regardless, I'm interested now. I'm not going to be a every game watcher of baseball, but when it comes back, spring training, I'll be a little bit excited for it now. I'm not going to look down on baseball, people that enjoy baseball. I understand it now. Now I see the hype behind baseball. I guess congratulations to the Dodgers for winning yet another championship. I'm worried what the future of baseball is going to hold. Now, like I said, I'm new to baseball here, and I'm just hearing some things here and there. I hear that there's a good chance there could be a lockout so that the MLB can interpret or incorporate a salary cap so that we don't have teams like the Dodgers, spending $1 billion and just being able to spend a lot more than any of the other teams in the league makes it a bit of a disadvantage. They've won back-to-back championships now. They have insane assets on their team that they seem to have like an unlimited fountain of youth of these freaking prospects that they can get from Japan and so on and so forth. But I have to give the Dodgers their credit as well. Came back down 3-2. Their pitching was amazing. Their hitting was clutch. They had a guy that hadn't hit a baseball in like a month. He hits a home run and fucking just amazing. So incredible series. Let me know if you watched that series. I know a lot of my friends that aren't baseball fans, we were all watching it together. It was a lot of fun. Though it would have been a lot more fun if they got that championship win. It's very unfortunate. A lot of very salty, very upset fans at work and just dealing with a lot of upset people in my area because, Toronto blew it again. I mean, they didn't really blow it. I wouldn't call that, I think the Blue Jays tried their darndest. I think they did an amazing job considering they weren't supposed to be there. I think they did a really good thing, and let's hope that they can keep that momentum going, come back again strong, and see what they can do next year. But that's next year. So cool season for the MLB. That was a big one. So that was pretty cool. In terms of viewing, watching Twisted Metal, I am in. Been watching it all week. Watching a couple episodes here and there after work, and I'm enjoying it. It's very good. I think it did kind of peak in episodes 1 and 2, where that the action hasn't been quite at that level since the first episode, where they're freaking drifting and going crazy inside of a mall, and then Sweet Tooth shows up. You're like, oh shit! But there's been more Sweet Tooth, which has been good. I'm happy that he hasn't just gone dormant. Like, he's still pretty prevalent throughout the season and doing good things. Lots of killing, very good. Again, I don't really know much what it's drawing from the video game outside of the Sweet Tooth character. I don't really see other people that are like big characters from the game. I don't really know them, but I'm still waiting for that to open up a little more. Really enjoying the relationship between Quiet and John. Their little relationship and budding love has been quite enjoyable. That's been good. I like the characters. It's been a good show. I'm not going to say it's like stop everything and freaking watch Twisted Metal. This is must-watch television. But if you're in for something a little goofy, some good action in there, lots of violence, that's a good show. It's a good show right there. I'm not done it. I still have 2 more episodes to go until I'm done season 1. But so far, so good. I would hit it with a solid 7 out of 10. That is streaming on Paramount Plus, so you can go check that out. 2 seasons available there for you. And my wife and I, of course, have dived into yet another season of Survivor, just starting it, so just trying to get a gauge for the group of characters. We got one guy that is he's a crazy man because he is a 3-pack a day smoker, and he decided he's going to try Survivor and to try and quit smoking while playing Survivor. Good fucking luck. He's already lost his mind like 17 times, going crazy. As a former smoker, I know exactly what he's going through. Now, I never was on a level of 3 packs a day. My worst was a pack a day smoker, and I quit it cold turkey pretty much. If you are a smoker listening to this, the only way that I've been able to successfully quit is smoking weed. Switch tobacco out with weed, and just whenever you get a craving, smoke a bowl or smoke a joint or something like that. It seemed to work for me. That's just me, though. Regardless, been a fun start to the season watching this guy flipping his freaking lid over and over again. He's already demanded to be voted off, and like he wants to quit and all that stuff, and that's just the cigarette talking. Like I said, I know exactly what that guy's going through, and all the excuses that he's coming up with is just, exactly what a smoker is going to say to try and get that cigarette. So I'm curious to see how much longer he is going to make it. That is for sure. Wife and I also watched Saturday night's main event. We've put wrestling on the back burner a little bit the last few weeks. It's just, it takes so much time, and we've both been working a lot, and after a long day of work, do we really want to sit there and watch like 3 hours of wrestling every night? Not always. Sometimes we just want to watch Survivor and just chill out and fucking, I don't know, just not watch 3.5 hours of wrestling. There's just so much of it. That's the problem. And it's hard to keep up. It's hard to keep up with all of it all the time. So I used to do this all the time. I'd take breaks from wrestling, just kind of read up on it and see what's going on instead of sitting down and watching 3 hours of it. You can watch highlights and get through the show in 10 minutes. So like there's tons of easier options than watching it all the time. But we did check out Saturday night's main event. Some interesting results there for sure. If you don't want to hear spoilers, too bad, but Jade Cargill becoming the champion, very interesting decision right there. It feels like Tiffany Stratton lost the room. I just noticed that none of the, she does a lot of diving, no wrestlers catch her. She doesn't seem to be a very popular personality in the locker room, and I could kind of see the writing on the wall for Tiffany Stratton that her title run was coming to an end. Sadly, I think she's a phenomenal talent. It's just she's probably got maybe some growing up to do. I'm not really sure. I haven't really read the dirt sheets on what's going on with her. Something that I've picked up and other people at work have picked up is that no one seems to like her. All she does, though, is work really hard, so I'm a fan of Tiffany Stratton. We'll see how long Jade Cargill's run goes. I still think she's rather green, but she is an undeniable star. You look at her, she's got star written all over her. She is jacked to the gills, baby, and yeah, she's got an aura about her for sure, and we'll see how this run goes. I'm tempering my expectations because she's green. I'm not expecting her to have the greatest championship run, or even the longest for that matter. I can see her losing it rather quickly, but it's another notch in her belt. She's had a great WWE career so far. She's already been a numerous time champion. This is her first world championship, if I do remember correctly, and pretty cool. And then you got the CM Punk becoming champion. Haven't been a fan of CM Punk since he returned pretty well. It's been quite a big letdown for me. All this hype for his return, and he just ended up being a big baby the whole time. All he does is complain. All he says is all this heel shit that we should hate him for. Like, I'm only here for the money. I'm here for money. Like, he's made that very clear, and people just, I love you, CM Punk. I'll never stop loving you. I don't like the guy, but hell, here he is. He's the champion. It was inevitable. I knew he would become I'm surprised it took this long, honestly, for him to become champion, because it seemed like that's got to be like reason one he came back, as he was more than likely promised a WrestleMania main event, and he will become champion again. Boom, that's come to fruition. That's now a reality. And, I'm disappointed in the whole Braun Breaker, Paul Heyman group, what do they call themselves? Who cares? This is a stupid name anyway. But that group breaking up so prematurely, I felt like it shouldn't have even happened in the first place. Have no idea why Seth Rollins was hanging around Paul Heyman. Makes no sense to me. Those are just two guys that do not need to work together. Seth doesn't need a mouthpiece. He doesn't need anybody advocating for him. And Paul Heyman, he can be so much more effective with guys like Braun Breaker and what's the other big guys? Bronson Reed. I would have preferred if Heyman just stuck with those two. That's what they're doing now. I just felt like it was a very unnecessary tour to go down with Seth Rollins. Like, I kind of get it, but at the same time, just watching it wasn't working for me. I just didn't like their chemistry together. It wasn't there for me. I need Heyman to be advocating for a big, strong motherfucker, silent but deadly type of guy, and that's exactly what Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed are, and I think that's going to be a much better relationship, and a pretty good job they have done making these two guys into main eventers, making them legit. They've made the Tsunami one of the most deadly finishers in the business right now. Like, no one's kicking out of that thing, and I think they've done a good job with those two. Now that Seth is on the shelf for a little bit, he's going to be hurt. So we'll see what's going on with that. Obviously, some things have shifted in the company, having to make that change there because of injury. But regardless, WWE for me is a little bit on the back burner, just watching pay-per-views and stuff like that. Very excited for War Games upcoming at the end of the month. That's going to be sweet. But other than that, video games. Oh yes, video games. Been playing video games. Still the same video games. Hades 2, Battlefield 6. That's all I'm playing. Really nothing new in terms of Battlefield. Second wind, I would say. I'm enjoying the game again. Took my own advice, said, bro, start having fun with the game. Like, stop taking it so seriously. It doesn't matter. And it's working. It's working a lot. It's working very well. I'm having fun just playing the game, it's an epic game, man. It's really epic. It's just kind of awesome. Like, the battle, just epic things are happening all the time. I'm taking them for granted. Like, we're just starting a match and we're all just running, and homie was just like, man, this feels like we're running on the beaches of fucking Normandy right now. This is amazing. I'm like, you know what? You're fucking right. This is amazing. This is really awesome. So really enjoying Battlefield 6 again. That's good. And Hades 2 really hit a wall right here in Hades 2. I need to beat the final boss one more time, and I just can't fucking do it right now. I don't know what is going on. Well, I know exactly what's going on. I upgraded my favorite weapon, and now it's like completely changed how that weapon's being used, and I do not like it, which is very unfortunate because that was my way of getting through the game, was with this weapon, the Umbral Flame, and now that it's upgraded, it's gone into this auto shooting mode, and I hate it. I don't like it. It's not for me. So now I'm trying to master other weapons, and it's not going very well. I'm not having much success. I'm struggling, so I'm hit a wall right here with Hades 2. I can't get this final boss beaten. I just need him one more fucking time. I've gotten so close, like 3 times I've gotten close now, and I'm just not getting it. So, just gonna keep throwing my weight at it and see if I can get it done. I'm so freaking close now, and so Hades 2, still playing it, still loving it. It's just, I am getting close. I am thinking of other games. Like, I downloaded The Outer Wilds 2. That is out now, so that's downloaded. I'm ready to play that game. Especially, I'm in the mood for that kind of game because I'm talking Fallout 3. So that's a very Western RPG style game, is The Outer Wilds. So I'm excited to get into that one. Just haven't done so just yet. Maybe next weekend. Other than that, that's all I've been doing. That's all I've been playing. So let me know what y'all have been playing and doing. What you think of the Blue Jays versus the LA Dodgers World Series. Did you enjoy it? Did you watch it? Were you curious at all? Let me know. You can do comments on Spotify, YouTube channel. Link is in the description. You can follow along on the YouTube channel. Subscribe, please, and thank you. All the links are in the description. And there we go, everybody. Let's get into it now. Let's talk about one of my favorite games of all time, and that is Fallout 3. Mercy, I cannot believe that this game is as old as it is. 2008, man. Holy crap. I was still living at home. I still remember vividly getting this game for Christmas in 2000. Ooh, if it was Christmas 2008, might have been, I'm pretty sure it was 2008. I got it the year that it came out, that Christmas. But, oh, buddy, this game was one of those game-changing games for me. This would be my first Western RPG. I may have dipped into Oblivion at the time. I don't know if I gotten to play that. I probably did try it and didn't love it. Mostly probably because of the medieval setting at the time, which now I love. I love a good medieval setting, but this game spoke to me much more than Oblivion did at the time because, well, guns. I saw this VAT system, and that just freaking drew me in. We're in the future, post-apocalyptic world, like, oh baby, and we're in Washington, D.C., like, much more in reality, like, much more of a realistic style game, not a fantastical fantasy land like Oblivion was, so that drew to me why I ended up getting this game. Obviously, the reviews for this game were absolutely insane when it came out. Very high 90s on Metacritic. I think it was like a 96 or a 95 or something like that on Metacritic when it came out. And I think it probably maybe a little bit overrated at the time when it came out. There was a lot of bugs with this game. I wouldn't call it the most impressive looking video game even for the time. It did not age gracefully in that, right? Because it's just a very muddy, dark, gloomy, kind of bland looking video game even for the time. They really like to stick to that green and brown color, and that's kind of the way that the game looked. The character models were a little bit their mouths were kind of funky, their faces were a little bit funky, but that's not why you bought Fallout 3, because of its cutting edge graphics and stuff like that. It was the gameplay, the deepness of the RPG aspects, like how you pick your path, how you want to play. Do you want to be a good guy, a bad guy, something in the middle? You get a lot of choices throughout this game, and it matters, man. It matters. Your choices. You can do a lot of different things in this game. I played through this game numerous times. I've done it evil. I've done it good. I've done it neutral. So I have a pretty good range on this game. Now, take into account, I hadn't played this game in probably 12 some odd years. Last time I played it was on PC, back in the day with some mods and all that. I think I got the Game of the Year edition with all the DLC, so I've played all the DLC as well. We'll touch on that, we'll talk about some of the DLCs and all that stuff, but let's just kind of do our basics here and give you a concept read of the game. So the game takes place in the year 2277, 200 years after the Great War, on the east coast of the former United States in an area now known as the Capital Wasteland, consisting mainly of Washington, D.C., though also includes parts of the former states of Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. The character is a 19-year-old resident of Vault 101, also known as the Lone Wanderer. That is you. The Lone Wanderer searches for their missing father, James. Along the way, the Lone Wanderer becomes entangled in both a clash for survival with the goal of trying to make clean, mass-produced, non-irradiated drinking water a reality again, as well as a battle between the Brotherhood of Steel and the Enclave. Fallout 3 has a unique storyline from its predecessor. Okay, we're not going to read that stuff, but that is taken from the Fallout Wiki. That is what I'm going to be using as my resource tool for this episode for whenever my brain seems to be lacking in memory. But I want to talk about a lot of stuff about this game. I want to talk about my personal memories, my favorite weapons, my favorite quests, just weird things that happened in the game and so on and so forth. Where I want to start is at the beginning of the game when you're still in the vault and you start the game off as a little baby. And you get to choose your special, and that is basically your initial traits that you're going to be specializing in the game. That can be fitness, your intelligence, your charisma, things like that. Personally, I've always played the intelligence charisma route, being able to talk my way out of situations, and I like to be smart. I like my character to know what's going on, rather than being brawny, being able to have more strength, having more carrying capacity and stuff like that. Luck, I've never been a luck person. Even in my own personal life, I have no luck, allegedly, but I think I'm a pretty lucky guy. Actually, all things said and done, I'm doing pretty well for myself, I must say, but I don't choose luck in my Fallout games. I like the special. I like to go with things that help me with lockpicking, like intelligence and charisma. Those are the ones that I've always tend to go with. But you do that, you choose your little specials, you grow up as a baby, you're hanging out with your dad, your mom's missing, she's not in the picture. Then you grow up and you take the GOAT test. Let me tell you, I've started up Fallout 3 numerous times, to the point that the beginning is rather slow. If you've played it before, it takes a while to get through. You gotta live out your fucking, childhood years down in the vault, and you're getting bullied, you're going to birthday parties and shit like that. It's a slow beginning. Most Bethesda games are slow. I prefer the Fallout 3 beginning over Oblivion. I'd rather be at this birthday party than down in the sewers with the Wraiths. So that's just me personally, but man, did I ever fuck around in this area a lot when I was playing this game. So when you take the GOAT test, there's this kid that bullies you, and he's a real douchebag. So I just get up out of my seat, and I just start beating the shit out of this kid, and no one's doing a thing about it. They might be saying, hey, stop that. Hey, you jerk, what's wrong with you? But I'm just wham, wham, just pounding this kid in his face until he gets knocked out cold. Teacher's just like, all right, kids, have a good test, have a good day, and nothing's going wrong here. And I'm just pounding this kid, just beating the crap out of him. So much fun. That's what you get, bullies. Bullies are bad, so we don't like bullies around here. But what all this leads to, this kind of slow beginning, it leads to one of the greatest moments I have ever personally had in video games, and that is exiting the vault for the first time. That moment, for me, was incredible. Like, you start out in this vault, you're in an area, you can't really explore a lot of things, you're kind of confined to this space, you can only go here and do that, talk to these people, and so on and so forth. Then you escape the vault. Shit gets wild, man. Like, your dad leaves the vault, and you're like, yo, I gotta go find this guy, and leaving the vault is a no-no. That's like a no-no. People do not leave the vault. You leave the vault, you die. All these vaults got built during during the whatever amount of time they built all these vaults for this reason. So when the bombs fall, they can go underground and be safe. That's exactly what happened. All these people got shoveled into these vaults and they've never come out. They don't know if it's safe yet. They don't know anything. So you're taking a huge risk leaving this vault to go chase after your dad. They're trying to stop you from leaving. You escape. And the moment you leave the vault and the sunlight just takes over you, you can barely see, you're squinting, and then it just gives you this open world and you are free. You are as free as a bird, baby. You can go anywhere you want. Yes, you have an objective, you have a goal, you have an idea of where you're going, but you, at this point in time, can do whichever you want, my friend. You can go explore. I remember exactly what I did. I went and explored, immediately just found the school, and I spent like 3 hours in this school just looking at every nook and cranny, fucking taking out raiders, and I was just engrossed. I was addicted. I was in love. Absolutely in love with this game. Going to the supermarket and just going in there and it's just being overrun by raiders, and I'm just like, oh shit, all I have is this pistol and like a fucking wooden board. I got nothing here. I got nothing to defend myself. All I'm doing is scrounging around trying to look for bullets, trying to look for anything that can help me survive out here. And that's the basis of the game, man. Like, you are just surviving. You're trying to survive and find your dad. That's essentially all you really have to do in this game. And I'll admit, the first time I played Fallout 3, I played it very wrong. Played it very, very wrong. I just mainlined the main quest, did all that, beat the game in about 14 hours or something like that. Did not take me long. Maybe it was 20 hours, something like that. I just remember it not taking me very long. I was very disappointed because at the time, when you get to the ending of the game, most games today, when you get to the end of a big RPG, they're like, oh, okay, now they'll just reload you to a previous point. Okay, you can go finish off anything that you missed. You can do all this. Not in the original Fallout 3. They did fix it, but OG Fallout, like, the game is over when it's over. Like, there's no more continuing. There's no more finishing off what you want to do afterwards. Nope. The game is done. And I knew that I fucked up because I was like, whoa, there was so many things that I didn't do, so many missions that I missed. And one of the biggest mistakes that I made on my first playthrough was blowing up Megaton. I blew that whole town up, not knowing that there's tons of missions in there to do, tons of people to meet, tons of things to do in Megaton, a house to buy, like tons of things I could have done in Megaton that I just didn't do because I decided to blow it up as fast as possible because I went down the 10-penny route. If you go down the 10-penny route, you get to live in this big, fancy, giant, exclusive building with a lot of rich people, and they have slaves that are ghouls, and it's just like not a good vibe, and it's run by this asshole Mr. Tenpenny. And let me tell you, I fucked up Mr. Tenpenny a bunch of times too back in the day. I would go up to his suite, I would bring a bunch of landmines up there with me, and I would just plant landmines all on his balcony where he's sitting. Just plant fucking 30 landmines in front of him, then I would like smack him in the head. He would aggro, he would get angry, he would get up, all the mines blow up. This guy goes fucking like 100 feet in the air, and then I watch him fall all the way down his massive tower, and then I go crazy. I go absolutely crazy town. I kill everybody in that tower because everyone's out to kill me now, so I just fucking slaughter the whole entire building. You're all dead. You're all dead. And that was part of the fun of getting the platinum trophy in this game, which I have done. I talked about it in my platinum trophy list, but oh my goodness, dude. Though I didn't love how it was done, I enjoyed doing it. It was a lot of fun. One of the main things you got to do in the trophy list is you got to hit certain level caps, being good, neutral, and bad. So the most effective way for me to do that was to play the game good. Because being good, making the right decisions, being good to people, it's hard. It's so much harder than just doing the easy thing, like kill someone, steal their shit, ask for more money, like be a heel, be a bad guy. And so I decided to be a good person because it's just harder, and it takes a lot more to get your good rating up. So I did the good thing, and then I would make a side save where I can be bad. And the number one thing that I would do is rather go to 10 Benny Tower or go to Megaton and just kill everybody in town. get my karma level all the way down and just fucking sewer myself, make myself just the scum of the earth. I'm killing everybody that comes near me for no reason, just because I want a trophy, a bronze trophy, in fact. So not even like a golden trophy. I'm just doing this for a bronze. I will kill an entire city of people for a bronze trophy. I have proven myself to be that person. So there you go. But that is a thing I loved doing. It was so much fun to do. Yeah, I'm a sick puppy, but let's talk a little bit about the gameplay. So like I talked about, Fallout 3 is a huge shift for the franchise. Originally, Fallout and Fallout 2 featured turn-based combat and top-down isometric view in a 2D engine. Now, Fallout 3 features real-time combat, and it's featured in first or third-person view in a 3D engine. So, completely different here. They're going completely the different way. We're going from 2D to 3D, we're going from turn-based to real-time combat, and we're going from a 2D aspect to a 3D aspect. Fucking intense. And that's what drew a lot of people into this new Fallout, because Fallout had been dormant for years and years and years. I'd never heard about it. But then they have this very interesting VAT system. And the VAT system, I love it. And it's absolutely necessary for this game because the shooting kind of sucks. Shooting ain't so good in Fallout 3. Neither is the third-person view. The third-person view is essentially just for looking at your own character to see what you look like. Other than that, I never use third person, especially in combat and stuff, because it's really wonky. It doesn't work particularly well, and it doesn't look very good either. It's not a very flattering way to play Fallout in third person, so not a way that I chose to do it, but the VAT system. Let's talk about it. So basically, VATs, you have action points that are, think of them as like you have a little bar on your screen, and when it's full, you can use your VAT system, and you can use it numerous times. You can select, so basically it stops time. You select whatever you want to attack. You select this, okay, I'm selecting this ghoul. Then it'll select the ghoul, and then you can choose whatever body parts that you want. You want to shoot its left arm, right leg, left leg, its head, its body, what's in its hands. You can shoot out weapons in its hand if you want to. I thought that was just the coolest mechanic. You can cripple their legs, make them start fucking limping towards you. You can break their arms so then they can't attack you with their weapon. You could blow off their fucking face. That's a very effective way at stopping an enemy from coming at you, is exploding their head like a watermelon. And that was one of the best parts of the game, was just shooting things in the VAT system in slow-mo with that epic cinematic view, that camera angle that it has, and you're just watching that head explode like a watermelon. You're seeing the eye go flying. You're seeing bits of brain and blood just spewing all over the place. Fucking beautiful right there. Fucking beautiful. Shooting off their leg and just watching the enemies interact with what you've done to them. Like, oh, I'm crippled now. I'm coming to get you, and I just can't because I'm crippled. And we'll talk about weapons and stuff, but I'm going to talk about a weapon right now because it is so just the VAT system specialty, and that is the railroad rifle. Holy crap. So I love those weapons. These are schematic weapons. You'll find a schematic out in the world. You're just traveling around. You're like, you come by this fucking blueprint. You're like, what's this? And it's like, oh, here's a new weapon you can make. And you come across this railroad rifle. Oh, it is one of the coolest looking things ever. It's like this steampunk fucking gun, steam-powered weapon, and it shoots railroad spikes. And if you've ever seen a railroad spike, they're pretty intimidating if you had one of those coming at you at a velocity that could kill you. They're these long spikes made out of very heavy metal, and this thing just launches those things out, and it makes the most satisfying sound. Just goes ka-chunk, and it's just, oh. And the coolest thing, I had to stop everything I was doing and tell everybody about it when it happened, but when you shoot someone with a railroad rifle in that system, you can literally shoot off their limbs and pin it to the wall. Like, the first time I shot a dude in the face with my railroad rifle, and it fucking decapitated him and launched his head against the wall, and his head got pinned into the wall, I was in love forever. I have fallen in love with this game forever for this, because that is the coolest fucking thing in 2008 that I think I have ever seen. Like, whoa, that is so cool. And I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like that to this date, where, you just don't see limbs getting blown off like that. You definitely don't see heads getting pinned to walls like that. Like, I would love to see in Skyrim, if you fucking shoot someone in the face with an arrow, you shoot them hard enough or something, you decapitate their fucking head. Like, how cool is that? Like, why can't I pin their arm to a tree or something like that? Why can't I pin their leg to a tree or shoot an arrow in their foot and now they're stuck in the ground? Like, that should be the kind of thinking that they have in these kind of games to make it that more immersive, that more realistic, and so cool, man. So freaking cool. Oh, I love the weapons in this game. Let's talk about some of the weapons of Fallout. I think I essentially talked about the gameplay. That's essentially what you're doing. You're going through looking for settlements. You're just looking for shit mostly. Like, most of the time you're adventuring, you're just looking for stuff. You're looking for new weapons, you're looking for ammo, you're looking for health, you're looking for new equipment, stronger equipment, new people to talk to with new quests that can give you bottle caps. And that's really cool. Bottle caps is their currency because, you know, everything's gone to shit. We don't have money anymore. We don't have an economy. So we have to use these bottle caps, you know, literally the caps of bottles as currency. That's what you're using to spend and buy things in this world. That's just so fucking cool to me. That's so very cool. And so let's talk about some of the weapons. There's a huge amount of weapons in this game. We're not going to talk about all of them, but I'm definitely going to stop and talk about a few of my favorite weapons because, I don't know, I feel like I want to do that. And we will start with the small weapons. The small weapons I tend to not really use because they're small and they're generally pretty weak, but you got a lot of options here. So they generally will have like a normal version of the weapon, like the 32 caliber pistol. But then they have like special versions of it that you can find off of special characters. They have Wild Bill's sidearm, which is, you know, it's just another version of the same pistol that you might have had, but it just has better stats. So they do a lot of that stuff. They have the 10mm pistol, Colonel Autumn's 10mm pistol. You have a silenced pistol, the Chinese pistol. What's the difference between the 10mm pistol and the Chinese pistol? I don't fucking know. They also have downloadable content weapons in here as well. We have the dart gun. The dart gun was phenomenal. I absolutely love the dart gun. Another one of the schematic weapons, but it had a very, very specific use. It literally does virtually no damage unless you shoot the legs. It does like times 9,000 damage to legs. It's a leg crippling machine. So whenever you're in doubt, I would always have this thing on me for whenever I run into the Death Claws, a super mutant, or a super duper mutant, or a super duper duper giant mutant guy. Like, oh man, whenever you run into something that is fast, you use the dart gun. Shoot its legs, and it's crippled, and all of a sudden it's moving at like 1/3 speed. Death Claws especially, very useful, and it's accurate as hell. I don't think the thing misses when you shoot the legs. It does like 1 damage to every other limb, but legs just destroys. So I used to love this thing. I was terrified of Death Claws until I found out about the dart gun, because Death Claws, they can close the distance on you in about 4 seconds. You can have a sniper scope on this guy and it sees you and you're like, all right, it's really, really far away. And it's kind of like the Simpsons when they're looking at the cheetah and they're like, oh, look how far away it is. And they pull down the binoculars, it's right in front of you. Essentially the same thing with the Death Claw. Those things are fast as fuck, and they will close the distance on you in no time, and they are very, very strong. Very strong. You can run into them pretty early in the game. I remember I went to, I think it's called Old Town. Old Town is this little fucking town that's way up at the top of the map, and it is overrun by Death Claws. The whole entire town is just filled to the brim with them. They are all over the streets. They're everywhere. Every corner you go, there's going to be a Death Claw, and it's essentially a death sentence to go there. So I don't recommend it unless you have some very strong weaponry and a dart gun. You're going to have a dart gun as well. You got a scoped 44 Magnum. That was actually a pretty good weapon. It's obviously a 44 Magnum, so it's got some power to it. But what makes it good is the scope. The scope, you can actually scope in and shoot people. It's better. It's the iron sights are really hard to use in Fallout. It's hard to aim, but at least if you have the scope, that definitely helps out a lot, and very satisfying popping heads with a scoped 44 Magnum. You got Paulson's revolver. I don't remember that one very much, but anyway, let's go on to rifles. You have a classic assault rifle, the infiltrator, the perforator, the other aiders, more aiders. The BB gun is completely useless. That's just what you use at the beginning of the game to kind of get your bearings, but You know, it's a cute nod because you're giving it to a child. So they're like, oh, okay, well, we're not going to give a child a fucking 44 Magnum over here, so we'll give him a BB gun. Got the Chinese assault rifle, Zonglong's assault rifle. The hunting rifle I actually liked a lot because that was pretty much the best gun that I found on my first playthrough, that I only mainlined the main storyline. That's why it's so important in Fallout to do the side quests, because that's where you get all the best shit. That's where you're getting all the cool guns and the cool weapons and the Brotherhood of Steel armor and all that shit. So you gotta be doing the side quests and all that stuff. You got Old Painless. The lever action rifle was freaking awesome, but what was even better was Lincoln's repeater, which is the same. It's the same weapon, but it's stronger. You do not get a lot of ammo for that gun, which sucks. I think you only get like 50 bullets or something like that. But that's always one of the earliest quest lines that I do, is you go into one of the fucking museums or something like that and you steal, I think you steal the Declaration of Independence, and you can find Lincoln's repeater in there as well if you have the lockpicking skill, I believe. That's why I always pick lockpicking for my Fallout games, because lockpicking is awesome. There's almost always going to be something awesome behind a locked door, especially a very hard locked door or a hard locked door. You're always going to find something good behind a locked door, so I always put a lot of resources into my lockpicking skill. We have the railway rifle, we talked about that. Shoots the railroad spikes. Absolutely love it. Sniper rifle, I used it. It didn't get a lot of use, not as much use as the 50 cal sniper rifle in Fallout New Vegas that I love so much. No 50 cal in this one, but you get the Reservist's rifle and the Victory rifle, were also other versions of sniper rifles you can find in this game as well. Let's talk shotguns. There's a good amount of shotguns. Only one shotgun that I absolutely adored. That is the Terrible shotgun. It's just a combat shotgun, but way more powerful, and I think it shoots faster. But the Terrible shotgun was a must for any playthrough for me. I believe you get the Terrible shotgun at a raider camp, like a really big raiders camp. And you go in there's this dude that has it. He's really hard to kill, but if you kill him, you get a shotgun, and it's fucking awesome. And I think in that area as well is one of the three, there's like super duper mutants. They're like giant super mutants, and there's, I think, 3 of them you can find in the game, and they're hidden. You have to do like certain things. The only one that I can remember is you had to do something with a shopping cart. I think there was a teddy bear in the shopping cart, or you had to put a teddy bear in the shopping cart, and then that activated the super mutant to appear, and then you got to kill his ass. And of course, well, there's only one way that I like to take out the super duper mutant, and that was with the dart gun. First off, you cripple that bitch so he can't run after you anymore, and now he's just walking after you. And then I pull out my experimental MIRV, the experimental MIRV, which shoots 8 mini nuclear devices at once. Oh fuck, bud, that thing was crazy. And it is, you probably only ever get to shoot it once or twice, but is it ever awesome when you shoot it? Because it launches mini nukes, mini nuclear bombs, and these nukes go off in a nuclear bomb fashion. Big mushroom cloud, and just imagine 8 of them at the same time hitting one enemy. Fucking a thing of beauty. Absolutely blew that guy to smithereens. Outside of that, in terms of shotguns, you got the Terrible, combat shotgun, sawed-off shotgun, and the kneecapper. And then there is submachine guns. You got the 10mm submachine gun, Sydney's Ultra submachine gun. And then you get direct fire stuff. You got the drone cannon. That's DLC. The Flamer, which is just a flamethrower thing. It's pretty good. Burnmaster, just a better version of it. Got the Rapid Torch Flamer, Slow Burn Flamer. You got the Gatling Laser, which I was never a fan of. Never a big fan of that. That's probably because I never put a lot of points into laser guns. I put them more into plasma weapons. I prefer plasma over laser. That's just me personally. You got the Precision Gatling Laser. Then you have Vengeance. Vengeance is a stronger version of the Gatling gun. The only problem is you have to go into the Deathclaw Sanctuary to find it. And it is all the way in the back. So if you want to go into Deathclaw Sanctuary, you guessed it. Yep, there are Deathclaws in there, and a lot of them. And in a confined space. They're much worse than dealing with them in Old Town. At least in Old Town, you can go to the outskirts of the town, kind of snipe some of them, deal with some of them from distance. In here, you're in a cave. So they're in tight corners. You don't really have a lot of room to run around. You can get tag teamed by these fucking guys. They'll double up on you and it's a bad time. But you do get vengeance. And vengeance, if you put the right amount of points into your guy, I guess I should sort of talk about that. So I talked about special, where you can put it into like endurance and strength and intelligence. That's more of your mental side. Then you have like, every time you level up, you get like, I don't know, 3 or 5 points or something to put into stuff like lockpicking, laser weapon efficiency, sidearms, two-hand weapons, melee, grenades, stuff like that. You make yourself into that type of character. Again, I usually go with the same type of thing. I focus on plasma weapons, lockpicking, my speech, because I love getting out of things with my speech, because you get to see the most unique thing. Because other than just getting into a gunfight, you might get a unique conversation or say something just really wacky where the person's just like, "What? I'm not dealing with you. Never. You're crazy. I'm just gonna take all this awesome stuff and I'm getting out of here," type of situation, which is just like, oh fuck yeah, I didn't have to do anything. All I had to do was select this speech option, and I have enough speech skill that I can get through it. So you can do that kind of stuff. Back to the weapons. You got the minigun. Minigun kind of sucks. It shoots a lot of fucking really weak bullets at people. It's very cool. It looks awesome. It sounds awesome. It's fun to use. It just doesn't really do any damage. It's kind of hard to use. It's heavy as fuck. You really got to watch out because you have a weight capacity with your person, so you can only carry so much stuff. And in a post-apocalyptic thing, you want to be carrying a lot of stuff. You want to be carrying medicine. You want to be carrying drugs, because you can use drugs in this game to make you go faster, make things move slower. Drugs are crazy cool in Fallout. You got the Eugene, which is just another special or better version of the minigun. And then the rocket launcher. Oh, the rocket launcher. I think I know what that one is. Another schematic weapon, but this thing literally will fire anything you put inside of it. If you want to put in bottle caps, you want to put in a broken bottle, you want to put in a lunchbox, you want to put in fucking detergent, you want to put in anything, a chair, a fucking table, it will shoot it out and do some damage. So it was a great gun for some of my early playthroughs when I didn't know what I was doing, because I had a lot of junk that I didn't know what to do with, because in Fallout 3, there are useless items. There are absolutely useless items that have no use other than, being weight in your backpack or being something in the way, or you can use it as ammo for your rocket launcher, which again, a very cool concept for a weapon. I love that, but fuck yeah, dude. That is the weapons of Fallout. I love the weapons in Fallout, the terrible shotgun. There's a freaking it didn't have the laser weapons here on the list, but there's lasers, and there's one in particular plasma gun that I love. It's like A223's plasma rifle or something. It's one of the quests. It's one of the quests that you got to do. It's a robot or like an android that's trying to play off as a real human being, but you find out that it's an android. If you decide to help it out, which I always did, it'll give you this unbelievably powerful plasma rifle, which is amazing. And I love the plasma rifles because they turn people into goop, which is hilarious. If you, I don't know, hit them with a critical shot or something like that, they literally just turn into a pile of green goop. And vice versa with the laser weapons, they just turn people into dust. Though you can just dust a bitch right there, just down into a pile of dust. Freaking phenomenal. Love that stuff. And how could I almost forget the alien blaster? Oh, buddy. Yes, aliens do exist in the world of Fallout. If you look in the right place on the map, I believe it's up in the top middle-ish area, somewhere around there. I don't remember where it is exactly, but I know the general area. You can find a downed UFO, an unidentified flying object, and within its confines is a dead alien who has a blaster that you can pick up and his blaster ammo, which you can steal, and then bam, you have a fucking laser alien blaster. And it's pretty freaking awesome, especially if you put some points into your laser weapon proficiency. That thing can do work. It can do work. You don't get a lot of ammo for it, so I only pull it out for special occasions, like when a Deathclaw's coming after me or something awful, I'm completely overrun, or if I just don't have any fucking ammo, because sometimes you just run out of fucking ammo. But yeah, man, that's the weapons. I think we should talk about some of the whatchamacallits, what is the word? Quests that we can do in this game. There we go. Oh man, I need a break or something. Okay, so let's talk about some of the quests. I'm not going to remember every single quest, but I'm going to talk about some of the ones that definitely stuck out to me. Let's start with, okay, I want to go to that's kind of like the main last one. All right, let's start with the one that I was so disappointed that I missed the first time because I blew up Megaton, and that is the survival guidebook that you got to do. So you meet Moria Brown. She is this really fucking hyper lady that works in Megaton. She runs a shop there, and she's like, "Oh, hey there, how you doing? Oh, let's go be friends and fucking go." She is a ball of energy, and she is awesome. And probably the coolest thing about her is she will live through Megaton's explosion, and you can go back to Megaton, go back to the fucking hole in the ground that it's turned into, and Moria Brown will be there with her face burnt off, and she will still be alive. She'll be like, "Whoa, geez, that was crazy. What the heck just happened?" And you can actually still do her survival guidebook thing, which is really cool. You're just trying to help your every man in the wasteland to try and survive. So you do these weird things for her, like you go down to the sewers and you fucking fight a bunch of Mirelurks or something like that, which are giant crabmen. They're terrifying. I hated those things. Oh my god. We could talk about some creatures in a moment here, but yeah, doing things for her was really funny. Being her experiment lapdog, if you will, really enjoyed doing that. And then you get a copy of the book at the end, which was really key. One mission, I forget where it is, what town it is. It's off on the right-hand side of the map, I do believe. You're going up there, but you run into this town that has like an ant-man and like a robotic man, or an ant-woman, I think, and a robotic man, like dressed up as superheroes, and one's trying to be the superhero and one's trying to be the supervillain of the town, and the townspeople don't want either of them. They're like, they're ruining the town, they're wrecking shit, they got ants all over the place, I don't fucking like it, and you have to stop them or play along with them or do whatever you want. You can pick one of their sides, and then I think you get their armor or something like that. I think I usually side with the armor man, like Iron Man dude or something, whatever, because I don't know, I don't like fucking ants, and ants are annoying. They're all over the place, and they're just annoying, and I've done both. I've gone through the game enough times that I've seen both sides of every story in the game, but that one stood out to me. You got this fucking place called Little Lamplight, and Little Lamplight is cool because it's run by children, and it's very like Lord of the Flies, kind of like. These kids are ruthless. They kick each other out when they turn into teenagers. Like, "Oh, you're a teenager now, get the fuck out of here, you're not welcome here no more." And it's like the leader is this little kid, and he's just really mean and rude and just like, "Oh, you little shit, like how dare you talk to me like that." That place is really cool. There's a place called, like, I think it's called the Republic of Dave, and it's just a place run by a guy named Dave. He is like the mayor or whatever the fuck, and that place is really weird. There's a town that is, you go, like a pretty common one, you just go there and they're all like, "Oh, we got super mutants, they come to our town at night and they steal people away, can you go get them?" So you like go out there, you go to this freaking like police station or something, you go in there and you save the people from fucking getting killed by a bunch of super mutants, or you can just leave them there, it doesn't fucking matter. What other kind of missions are there? Oh man, there's this one, I think it's called Oasis, where you go to a place called Oasis, but there's this dude who's like a living tree, and he's all fucked up in the head. Like, he is really fucked up. He's all like, "Kill me, please kill me," and you can like light him up on fire, or you can do the really fucked up evil thing and continue to make him live as this tree that can't move or do anything and just be miserable for the rest of his life, as long as it makes the town happy. Like, you can do all that kind of weird shit. In terms of like the main storyline, the one that really stands out for me is the battle for Galaxy Radio. Really like that battle because I think that's where you get to meet up with some of the Brotherhood of Steel. And from the get-go, from the second I put that disc into my PlayStation 3 for the first time, I wanted that Brotherhood armor, and I wanted it bad. I wanted it real bad. And you can't get it until way later in the game, and you got to get the special training for it. Then you can finally put it on, and then you find out about Enclave armor, which is maybe even cooler. And then there's one that's like a I think it's called Tesla armor, and it's like Enclave armor, but it's got like a electrical coil on it, and it just makes you look even more cool. It's like, oh, Oh, man. And there's not a lot of very cool looks in Fallout 3. Like, you get some duster jacket. That's pretty cool. Like, cowboy hat and shit. You're looking pretty rad. Doesn't have the best stats, though. But the Brotherhood of Steel armor, that's probably what everybody's going to be wearing in this game because it's fucking hella strong. You look hella awesome. It's the cover art. Like, come on now. Who doesn't want to be in the Brotherhood of Steel? That shit is awesome. So aside from the Battle for Galaxy Radio, I really love the final mission, of course, where you get Liberty Prime. Holy fuck, that is awesome. So Liberty Prime is this ginormous, like 100-foot tall robot that the Brotherhood has been working on. And it's like a prototype. It's still not finished yet. It's not even ready to go. But we're like, we needs it now. So they just fucking unleash this thing. And it is epic. You are fighting alongside this 100-foot tall robot. He's going Liberty Prime. And he's just fucking zapping people from hundreds of miles away. Fucking throwing big bombs and shit. Like hurling them like baseballs and just blowing up massive areas. It was awesome. Admittedly, it ran like shit at the time because it was putting the PS3 through a lot of stress during that mission. Like, there's a lot going on during all that, and it's crazy. But that mission is absolutely spectacular. Freaking love it. You're just running through DC, blowing up everything in sight, just shooting at everything. This big epic war. Everyone's involved in it. It is awesome. Oh my god. We need to talk about companions. So you can also, in like in other Fallout games, you can have companions, someone that will follow you on your adventure, which is excellent because it's a pretty lonely game. You're out there in the wastes all by yourself. You may not see much for a little while. There are some empty spaces out there. That is one of the drawbacks of Fallout 3, why I would love to see it get remade, because they can add in so much more to that world. It's a huge world, and they can add in more towns and more landmarks to see and so on and so on, because they have some pretty good landmarks in this. They have the DC Monument. They have the Capitol building, I'm pretty sure. Now, I am not good at geography or anything, so excuse me if I'm missing a lot of landmarks, but they have the Lincoln Memorial and stuff like that. So they have some pretty well-known monuments there in DC, in Fallout 3. The only problem is it's in like an absolutely war-torn area where there's super mutants everywhere with miniguns, so it's like really hard to walk around that area without getting killed. But I've definitely traveled that area. You can tell that that's where a lot of fighting had happened, because there's like trenches and it's just a bad area to be in. Regardless, let's talk about companions. So you can recruit companions. I don't believe I've gotten all of them. I kind of go with the same. I always go with Dogmeat. Dogmeat is the homie. It's the wasteland dog that you find at the... what is it called? I think he's at the dump, honestly. He might be at a dump or like an old garage or something like that. You just go in there, you talk to the old guy, and I think you just take the dog from him or something. I don't know, but Dogmeat is the homie. Absolutely the homie. Some of the people, you can't recruit them unless you're a certain karma level. Like, you might have to be bad, you might have to be good to recruit some of these. But you got Cross, who's the Star Paladin of Lions Brotherhood of Steel. You got Butch Deloria, co-founder and leader of the Tunnel Snakes from Vault 101. And the Tunnel Snakes, those are the douchebags that bully you when you're down there, and that is the guy... is that the guy? Yeah, Butch. That's the kid that I knocked the fuck out a whole bunch. That's awesome. I was not sure you can get him. That's really cool. You have Clover, the personal slave of Eulogy Jones from Paradise Falls. You got Sergeant RL3, Mr. Gutsy Combat Robot. All right. Jericho, who is retired raider and defender of Megaton. You got to be evil for that one. You got Fox. Fox is good. He's an exiled super mutant from Vault 87. He's really interesting. You come around him and one of the missions you're on, and he's just sitting there in a prison cell, but he can talk, and that throws you off because you're like, whoa, super mutants don't talk. They just kind of grunt and scream murderous things at you. This guy's like having an actual conversation. Like, he's calm, he's normal, and like, I really like Fox. He's really awesome. Then you got Charon, who is a ghoul bodyguard and bouncer for the Ninth Circle in the Underworld. All right, some of those I didn't even know you can get, so that's rather interesting. Speaking of interesting, let us now talk about the bobbleheads of Fallout 3. I love the bobbleheads. I love collecting these things. Really fun collectible in this game. One of my favorites because it takes you all around. Like, when you start to look for these things, they're just little bobbleheads that you'll find throughout the world, and each bobblehead gives you a skill point, which is valuable. You're like, I want that. It's a free skill point. Who doesn't want that? So you go around looking for these things. They're all hidden throughout the world, and it'll take you to unique places that will take you to unique missions and so on and so forth. It's a really good like way to figure out the game and like find out all the fun stuff that you can do in this game. And there's not only like you have your main quest, you have your side quest, but then there's like unlisted quests as well that aren't for trophies. They don't even come up on your like menu thing. They don't even show up there. They're just things that you can do. There's a lot of those as well. Now, all those I haven't done. I've done a few of them. There's like, something to do with a violin, I think. I can't remember. Those ones I don't remember as well because I only did them like the one time. But all the other quests I've done like 3 or 4 times. Probably more. Anyway, the bobbleheads are phenomenal. I loved collecting them, and the fact that you can put them in a little display cabinet at your house or whatever is just fucking, I love it. Absolutely love it. The only ones I can remember, I know the one that's in the Deathclaw Sanctuary. It's all the way in the back where Vengeance is. Of course, they gotta hide that one there. There's one at the Republic of Dave. They're all over the freaking place. The only one that pissed me off is I'm pretty sure they have one at the beginning of the game that you can miss. Because it's in your dad's office or something like that, like right at the beginning of the game, like when you're there, you can grab one very early in the game, so try not to miss that one. I think you get one chance to come back to the vault, I think you got to come back. There's a mission for that. I'm a little hazy on that one, but regardless, really cool. I love the bobbleheads. Probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite collectible to get in a game, because not only does it give you a skill point, you can show them off. They're fucking cute. They're funny. I like them. I just really like them. Someone at work actually asked me, like, if you could put in an Easter egg into any video game, what would you do? And I was like, I would do bobbleheads. I would do the same thing, like put them in locations that like kind of guide the player to an area of the game that might be a little bit secretive, but like well worth your time to check out. That's what I want my Easter eggs to do, like kind of guide the player to see things that are there for you in the game that maybe not, I'm not hand-holding you to get there, but here's a way that can kind of get you there to check out this little thing that I'm trying to show off. So that's kind of what I would do with them. Anyway, back to Fallout. What else can we talk about with Fallout? Well, I guess we can talk about the ending, because there's quite a few choices you can make at the ending from what I can remember. You gotta decide whether to sacrifice yourself to turn on the purifier to purify all the water, because that's like the whole reason what we're doing here is your dad goes off, because he's a scientist. He wants to find a cure, and then you go chasing after him and also help him find a cure. And you do find your dad along the way, obviously. Sorry about the spoilers, but it's a fucking almost 20-year-old game, so whatever. But you can go in and rather sacrifice yourself. You can send someone else in to do it, and you can just sit there and watch them die, and then you can take all the credit for being the hero, and everything's good. So yeah, that's pretty much my foray with Fallout. One of my favorite games of all time, still provided me with some of my favorite gaming memories. That first walkout into the world of Fallout is one of the best of all time. It never hit the same way with the other Fallouts. They do it in every Fallout game, but nothing hits the same way as your first walkout of the vault, and you're just like, oh my god, that was also like one of my first like big open world games and things like that. Like this game really shaped how I play open world games, how I really look at everything, how I'm scrounging for everything, every last resource that I can get my hands on, trying to find all the weapons. And it also, dictates the way that I play these games. I like to be intelligent, I like to be sneaky and able to lockpick things and do all that, not just relying on my strength all the time. But I like unique ways to get through situations, not just shooting, but that's also a really fun way to do it as well, and I have done it that way. Trust me, I've slaughtered pretty much everybody in Fallout. I've destroyed every town, I've killed everybody in here because I needed to get my karma level low enough, so that's what I would do. I would slaughter everybody, all the innocent people I could slaughter. So there we go, everybody. That is my episode on Fallout 3. Hopefully I did it justice, and just I don't think I have the words to describe how much I love Fallout 3 and how much that game means to me. Just absolutely adore that game. The music, graphics weren't that great even for back then. So again, if Bethesda, you want to get on to that and get me my remake of Fallout 3 as soon as possible, that would be very much so appreciated. I would love that. And I imagine everybody would love that. A Fallout 3 / New Vegas, give them both in one package for a nice deal. That'd be awesome. But there we go, everybody. Another episode down. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble on about Fallout 3 for about an hour or so, or whatever amount of time. And thank you so much for listening. You're awesome. You want to be even more awesome, make sure you're reviewing and sharing the podcast wherever you're listening to it. I put it on iTunes, it's on Spotify, it's on pretty much all the platforms I think it needs to be on. At least it tells me it is. So there's that. I upload all these episodes to the YouTube channel. If you want to watch them, they're over on GamerGX Videos. Go over there, subscribe, please, and thank you. Leave a comment on one of the episodes. Leave a comment on Spotify. Leave me your memories of Fallout 3. Have you played it? Do you want to play it? Do you want to wait until a remake? Because it might be a little while. We'll see. But regardless, that was Fallout 3. You guys are awesome. And I'll be back again with some GX Plus game.